It's Terra on the dance floor, but in space. Welcome to Terra Landing 1 and 2, Rockslide Rescue Review. But first, land those fingers on that like and subscribe button to be kept up to date on all the latest, and click that link down below to come and join us in our community Discord. And with that, let us thrust our way over to the gameplay. So just to start off, the menu on both games is actually the same and a lot like the actual menu on Terra Bomber. And I'll link my review to that down below so you can check that out by the same publisher as well. And yes, I'm mingling both these reviews together because one's going to be shortish and one's going to be slightly longer, and I just didn't want to waste your time with two videos when I could just make one for you. And so T1 and T2, you get a score for your run, and points also include bits like what you've destroyed and the like. Both games have lives, and also on game over it's right back to the first level like in Terra Bomber and start again, with only the ability to practice the last level that you actually achieved. This is quite handy, but still, like Terra Bomber, I would have appreciated a kind of like save each level type way, or at least the choice to do so. T1 sees you in the more basic looking version, moving your shuttle around, avoiding the terrain and missiles and other objects, but able to thrust and shoot turrets and fuel posts which will add fuel to your actual shuttle. Control-wise, they are quite solid, and this kind of surprised me, and they worked very well. I found myself more hooked on this game than Terra Bomber. It felt like it had a lot more to do in here, and also it's a bit more skillful as well. The sound was okay, again very retro and basic, but it had classical music playing in the background, and well, who doesn't like that? But definitely the highlight for me was the speech. It kind of had that retro speechiness to it, which was very cool. Graphically, it's definitely the most basic out of the two, and yeah, it really does mix it up as you go further on in the actual game. It's just a shame that it's such a battle to actually get to those points. And so my personal score for Terra Landing is going to be a 3 out of 5. Fun, retro, will appeal to most retro gamers out there, but I also think that newcomers will probably get a kick from this one as well. Now then, T2 is another beast entirely. It's obviously got the same sort of feel and controls, thrusters to move with left stick, right stick to fire a weapon. Only this time up you will be needing to use a shoulder button to lift rocks, land safely to pick up and rescue people, with an indicator on screen of how many people you need to rescue per level to the side of the screen, and also a handy little map to help you see where you need to be going, as sometimes it's not 100% obvious. A score which I probably will never use, and pretty well everything you do will take up fuel, hence the fuel indicator. And among those things you'll be shooting, avoiding missiles and bullets, all whilst removing boulders to rescue peeps. And this takes a lot of skill, and I found it quite difficult, but in a good way difficult. And I found it quite fair in how it actually conducted itself. I again found the controls seemed tight, level designs hard, but in the end doable. I just really dislike that whole starting from scratch every time you use all your lives up. I enjoyed this one more than both the others, and yeah, it just felt like it was a step up, like an actual sequel, not kind of like a remake or a rehash of the original game. I did once again feel like the hardness of the game and having to go right back to the beginning all the time and going through all that hardness again just to progress felt really hard, and kind of stopped me from getting as far as I probably would have in a normal type of way. Graphically, it looks kind of better with updated visuals, although still kind of basic. Audio again quite basic and retro, but that voice again, the speech is pretty cool and really did make me smile at times. I like it in a retro sort of way, obviously. And as for my score for Terra Landing 2, and it's all from my own personal opinions and the like again, I'm going to be giving it a 3+ out of 5. A nice update to a nice game in its own right. I would think mostly everyone could get hours of enjoyment out of this game, and the hardcorers would love the gameplay. That kind of feels like it's not for the faint-hearted, but still, I really do think that newcomers could like this as well, because as I carried on through the game, I kind of started getting more and more addicted to it. And as for my alternative, I'm going to suggest, well, any of the games. They're kind of all in the same ilk, and I think if you like one of them, you're going to like the others. So maybe buy one, complete it, or at least get as far as you want, and then try the next one. They all have something different, they all have some different gameplay aspects to them, and I think, yeah, you'll enjoy them as much as I did. And I hope you didn't mind me putting both games together in this sort of format, as I didn't really want to put them in single videos and force everyone to watch 2 videos instead of just one. I kind of felt it was a bit pointless, as they're just like sequels to the same game, even though they have differences. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to be kept up with all the latest content that I create. And also, why not come and join us in our community Discord? We have lots of fun there, we do some streaming, and yeah, we're friendly people. Because life is better when we switch together.